Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am wrestling's favorite hothead, Xavier Heat.
And I am the man with no gimmick, the James Conti.
And you are listening to Double Turn Radio.
Don't try to. If you spitting that bull, bull. Don't try to. Too cold with the composure of a killer while they open off the poses and be focused on the fella. I spit it at Kira Okito. Flying through the tears, put the time in my career, so I'm staring at where I hope to go. Open road, driven, I'm reaching my destination by speaking with innovation. I used to be the best kept secret. Then I start leaking the information and tweeting to reach the nation. The people have ceased debating, they saying it's me. These 2 feet is winning a race and I ain't looking back. On track, not a minute to waste. Pen and paper, I shape and recall it like origami. Bonacano style, I keep it a pole and I'm full of homies. Word to mommy, I'ma make it. Gotta keep them behind me till these labels start calling. Got them seeking to sign me, let it wave with the music. Now I'm speaking tsunamis. And I'm repeating, I gotta keep them behind me, yo. Don't try to fool with my flow.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only pro wrestling podcast you should be marking out for today. Welcome to Double Turn Radio. My name is Xavier Heat, wrestling's favorite hothead, and next to me is my lovely and beautiful co-host,
the man with no gimmick, the James Conti, as per usual.
And we are here with our pay-per review. It is Royal Rumble 2018 and NXT Takeover Philadelphia. So, James had the pleasure of being there live and in person.
Yep.
I had the pleasure of not being in the dump that is Philadelphia, and I watched it from home. So, it was great. I sat there and drank beer for free. Kind of free. I paid for a 6-pack, but it was well underpriced than what Philadelphia makes you pay for, and I didn't have to be loud, obnoxious Philadelphians.
I actually love Philadelphia.
Listen, you may love Philadelphia
only because
right
they
now.
were there in the Super Bowl and everybody was very happy.
Yes,
but
they were
anyways,
in a good spirit, and the crowd was hot,
the crowd was very hot.
The crowd was hot, and it's also you can't be a dead crowd during the Royal Rumble.
You just can't.
You can never.
It's illegal.
So,
but anyways. It was a pleasure. It was a great time. I'm very upset I went for cheesesteaks after NXT because if I had gone after the Rumble, every woman that was in the Royal Rumble was there.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off.
Exactly.
But anyways, not the point.
But
yeah. So NXT.
James also won his Royal Rumble pool that we do every year for the first time ever.
First time ever.
Was it 4 years that we've done it?
4 years we've been doing it. I finally won.
Good for
14,
you.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
But then you lost, so then you broke even.
I broke even. I'll take it.
Who won the...
Brian.
Brian won.
Got
with
Oscar's number 25, I think it was.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about the Rumble in a little bit. We're gonna start off with Saturday's festivities. NXT Takeover Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
Opens with a phenomenal intro by Paul Heyman.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Neither did I.
Yeah, it was wow, it was crazy.
It was pretty cool. We obviously Philadelphia. You're in the home of ECW.
Yep.
And of course, you know, with that, how do you do an event in Philadelphia without an Extreme Rules match? We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yep.
That match was incredible. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we kickstart the show. First thing we noticed was Nigel McGuinness didn't come out with Percy Watson and Mauro Ranallo. He was sick. And
so we got way more Mauro Ranallo than we should have. Oh my God!
I didn't hear.
I know we're very indifferent on. I know.
On Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah,
I love
but
Mauro.
I really do not like Mauro Ranallo.
God.
Really don't.
Well, you're gonna have to comment on his
whole NXT. Like, I tried to watch it as low as I could. Really tried to watch it as low as I could.
Sitting in the lower 100 section, by the way.
Good for you.
Facing the stage.
Good for you. So better or worse seats than what we got for the Prudential Center that day?
For Raw. For Raw, same seats. Probably the exact same seats.
Probably the exact same seats. Nice.
Nice. Only thing that, like I said, I'm going to talk about it when that match comes up. There was one thing that my seats hindered. I don't blame anybody, the person that bought the tickets, because Obviously, we didn't know what was going to go on.
It wasn't behind the stage.
Wasn't behind the stage. That's all.
So then we're good.
Opens up with a very good tag team match. The Authors of
Very
Pain
good.
versus the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish take on Akam and Razor with Paul Ellering.
So here, at this point, I was celebrating my sister's birthday, so I had to see NXT at a later time, which was Sunday morning. But I was knee deep in alcohol when this match was happening, and I was like, wow, the Authors of Pain are getting really good. And then I saw the ending, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This was a great tag team match that had an awful finish.
Yeah.
Pretty much, Authors of Pain were getting dominated for a lot of the match by Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, which actually, it shows two things. It shows that Authors of Pain are a one-trick pony, but then they used proper psychological tag team wrestling towards the end, and that's what did them. It was
very
good showing. It was good showing them adapt to the situation, because Kyle O'Reilly, I don't know how commentary brought it about, and nor do I really care. But to me, I would have said that Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish studied tapes on Authors of Pain, studied them inside out, and this is why they were doing so good, because Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the Undisputed Era, did a fantastic job of picking apart either Akam or Razor, one or the other.
It was pretty cool. There were spots that they were using a lot of psychology. Obviously, there was one spot I remember. I don't remember who was giving. Either Akam or Razor was taking a suplex, and I think from Bobby Fish, and then Kyle O'Reilly kicked their legs out.
It was Akam.
And then he was able to get the suplex off, which looked incredible, because that's not something that happens a lot. Usually it's just, this guy overpowers him. But this was like, he chopped him down to size.
Yeah, you never really see a chop block like that, used that well.
No,
and
not
the entire time it was being used extremely well. So, It was good. It was good to see that. The ending is where I have a problem. Oh, at some point, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the Undisputed Era, I'm just gonna use it like that. The Undisputed Era decided that they were gonna walk away, and try and get counted out. That didn't work because the Authors of Pain ran them over. They brought them back in the ring. More good action out of the two teams. And then the Authors of Pain go for the Super Collider. And I honestly thought it was a botch at first until I saw the way it went down.
Right.
Okay, and that's not really the reason why I had such a problem with the finish about it. Like that, if it looked like a botch and it was, and that was the plan, then sure. But
this was the plan.
That was that was a planned finish, obviously.
Right.
But I don't like that specific thing was the planned finish. I would have liked that they took advantage of Akam towards the end and got them, they got the pin that way. Because, okay, Undisputed Era dominated the whole time. Akam and Razor came back towards the end, and then they went for the Super Collider, and then what happened was there was no significance to, I can't really tell the difference between the two. One of the Authors of Pain collided into the other one after bouncing off the ropes. It looked like he didn't get the power bomb set up all the way, and it looked like it was that way. But then again, it also didn't seem like Kyle O'Reilly, because that was the one who was getting picked up for the look-alike botch. It also didn't look like he punched one of the Authors of Pain in the head to set it up like that. It just looked like a botch, and they took the pin that way, and that was the way it went down. That's where I have it. I don't like that was a finish. I would have liked to say that they, towards the end, something happened. Maybe they went for the Super Collider towards the very end. Kyle O'Reilly, popped out and then chopped the leg.
Right.
They both fell, the other one fell out of the ring, and that was the way it was.
That was it.
You know what I mean? I would have liked more psychology towards the end, towards the finish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know why, but my section was very, shocked by the ending of this match. And I was like, I saw this coming a mile away. I knew the Undisputed Era was winning this match.
Okay.
No, that was it. Because I was
just the Undisputed Era winning.
Right, because I was in a very AOP-heavy section, and I thought at first, it's just, they're cheering for who they like. As a matter of fact, in our group of friends, I was the only one cheering for the Undisputed Era.
Really?
Which was shocker.
Okay.
Yeah. One of our friends, we'll talk about it later, fell asleep during this match.
Oh, is that the picture that we keep getting sent? Okay, cool. All right. That's
That's another picture.
Okay.
There is no picture of this one.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we'll talk about that later. So we get the Undisputed Era retaining, as I had predicted,
Mhm.
obviously, but in a very well put together match, and then we just got the finish that was kind of flat.
Yeah.
But other than that,
It was a good match.
Yeah.
It was just a bad finish. It
Right.
was just a really flat finish.
Right. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, still NXT Tag Team Champions. Ringside, War Machine.
Yeah. I don't know if that was if that was a precursor to what we're gonna get. This is the Sunday after. This is the Saturday after NXT that we're recording this. So
Yeah.
I actually got to read a little bit of the spoilers of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I'm gonna predict that War Machine is gonna be in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, considering I haven't seen they haven't recorded everything,
Mm-hmm.
but also we know some of the participants in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. One of those teams being the Authors of Pain. So I would assume that that's the way it's going. That's the way they keep Authors of Pain in NXT for a reason. But yeah, so Undisputed Era won. Good match. Kind of shitty finish, but it is what it is. I'll take a good match with a shitty finish over a shitty match. Altogether. After this, we get the Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno.
The weakest match of the night, but by no means a terrible match.
No, this was... Maybe it looked better live to you.
It did look very good live.
Because...
It didn't translate well on
No,
TV.
it really didn't. There was a lot of timing issues, I want to say, on Cassius Ohno part.
Yeah,
Honestly, this was a very negative... This was one of the worst Cassius Ohno matches I've seen. And at least on TV. I've seen a lot of Cassius Ohno. I've seen him in CZW. I've seen him in Ring of Honor. I've seen him in all those promotions and whatnot. This was one of the worst ones I've seen. Honestly, I didn't like the way Cassius Ohno was working. It didn't seem like he was putting his all into it. Honestly, and no disrespect to him at all, it seems like he's got bigger since he went to NXT, and I feel like it's hurting him in the long run.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's performing the way he used to, and I don't want to attribute it all to his weight gain, but you can see a noticeable difference between when he was a lighter weight, when he was doing...
Absolutely.
When he had a different moveset. I don't feel like this moveset attributes to him. I don't feel like this moveset that he has now that he's a bigger guy is helping him at all in any sense, way, shape, or form. Honestly, Velveteen Dream, who's wrestled for 4 years over the almost 25 that Cassius Ohno has been wrestling, ran circles around Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
And not just wrestling-wise, not and character-wise, but I'm just talking about overall. He just ran circles around Cassius Ohno.
There were only two really negative parts of the match. Or no, I'm sorry, one, because he kind of was, and it was on Velveteen Dream's Death Valley Driver signature move during the match, and I don't think it was his fault, because I think Ohno came in way too fast for him to stabilize his weight in order to get it.
Yeah, there was... It felt like it was... we're going to get to it a little bit later, but the Bobby Roode Mojo Rawley finish, that's what it felt like to me.
Right.
But all in all, it was the weakest match of the night. The running theme was that Velveteen Dream promised to knock out Cassius Ohno in 30 seconds, and that was what played out in the beginning of the match, the first 30 seconds of the match. The fans, you included, was counting up to 30. I want to say around 23 or 20. Oh, it was 26. Okay,
I remember that.
Okay,
that
so
was
it was at 26 where Cassius Ohno, where Velveteen Dream punched Cassius Ohno in the face, and Cassius Ohno went down. So Velveteen Dream acted like
he won the match.
He won the match, and he was telling the ref to count Cassius Ohno. Meanwhile, it's not a boxing match.
Right.
So it was that I liked. It was great character work by the Velveteen Dream because, it showed that he could be a little funny, and it showed that he honestly is inept to the whole thing. And I liked his entrance. I don't know.
His entrance was fantastic.
I don't know who those two people are, but there's a big
great.
sweaty black guy with a pink pillow and a mouthpiece, and that made me. I kind of marked out inside.
The more awkward it gets, it's like the more entertained I am, and it's unfortunate that I
that
feel like,
was extremely awkward.
Yeah, and it was but it was entertaining, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, because I sat there and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Velveteen Dream, I'm so unfortunate to say, but he is the character that will be ruined on the main roster.
Yes.
That's the unfortunate side of all of this.
Yeah, they're making. Hopefully, Vince gives up the WWE by then.
For the XFL,
hopefully,
please.
But who knows? We're not gonna get into that. But anyway, yeah. So they were, as you said, there was the Death Valley driver that was
semi botched.
Semi botched due to Cassius Ohno. Not he kind of ran into it. It kind of seemed like it was more towards Randy Orton's power slam than it was an actual Death Valley driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they tried it a second time around. Velveteen Dream hit it way cleaner this time. And then he went to the top rope and he hit the huge elbow drop, the Purple Rainmaker, which I think is great if it was an actual Rainmaker.
Right. Yeah.
But the Purple Rainmaker.
He jumped really far.
Yeah.
He was Ono was halfway, more than halfway.
I need to see a comparison between Kairi Sane and Velveteen Dream doing their elbow drops. So yeah, Velveteen Dream picked up the win after the Purple Rainmaker. And then Velveteen Dream stood over Ono and walked over as he celebrated. We get a video package for the NXT Women's title match, which is up next. Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon. Okay. How did she look live?
Live, she still looks green. But the problem is with it, I'm not saying Shayna, because they told a hell of a story in this match.
Yes.
And that's why I like this match so much.
But the whole thing was Ember Moon.
Ember Moon.
The entire match was carried by Ember Moon. Not saying that Shayna Baszler did a bad job, because she didn't. I think she needs to work, and this comes with experience, I think she needs to work on her selling. I think she needs to calm down a little bit. Not calm down character-wise.
Slow down.
But slow down physically. She just needs to slow down, let things breathe a little bit, and let moves look as hard as she's doing them. Because I felt like it was, this is going to be an insider between me and you, but I felt like it was kind of like an alcohol thing, where it was from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another, and I'm
really
like,
quick, nobody.
And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it's like, it's something I compare it to in like my personal life is like when you do a magic trick for somebody, right, and you jump in to try to explain what's going on instead of allowing the person to see what just happened.
Yeah, that's
where like it loses its effect, and she does that in alcohol, same thing, but. We do, like, it's pretty, like, it was, like I said, Ember Moon during this match looked incredible in the almost defeat that she was in, because I was waiting for it. I couldn't believe how long she was in the armbar. When she hit the Eclipse and Shayna Baszler was out, then all the medical staff started coming. I was like, oh no. I was like,
this is it. She's going to lose her title.
She's going to lose the belt.
Yeah.
And then finally, where she's in the armbar again, and then she covers her legs, and it's like, and I'm just like, wow. The pop she got, incredible. Because as the fans, we were all sitting there, we're like, wow, she's really going to take the title off Ember Moon by breaking her arm.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I thought, why are they going to give this title to her this early? This is her first match. She doesn't look great at all. I mean, she looked great. She looked great looking dominant. But if you are... I think of it from a technical standpoint. I think of it from as little wrestling experience as I have. I think of it from that standpoint. There are certain things that I look for, and I'm like, okay, she should have done it like this. Okay, I felt like that should have been a little better. There's a lot of things, but that also comes with, she's on a different platform than I am.
Right.
In a by and large way. Shayna Baszler was green as shit in this entire match. She looked great being green. She looked great being dominant. Like we said, the storytelling of this match was just Shayna working over Ember Moon's arm. Which was, what was it, broken? She had a broken collarbone by Asuka.
Something
that
like
was
that.
what that, like back when they had their feud with each other.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, lost. Ember Moon turned the armbar submission into a pin out of nowhere and retained. Shayna looked shocked. She looked very shocked. She has no eyebrows.
No eyebrows. Very scary. Looks like I think she burns them off before the match. I think that's like that should be like a gimmick.
I'm sorry. We're not going to be grim.
No brows
We're not
basil.
going to be grim and make fun of people.
No.
We're not going to be grim but she like legit like I don't think she has eyebrows.
Yeah.
And but I mean,
it's funny because I just watched the Entourage movie. She doesn't have eyebrows in that either.
I've never watched that movie. She doesn't have eyebrows in that either.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe
Look
they're
like
very light eyebrows. Maybe they're very light eyebrows.
But and then she attacked her after the match outside the ring.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler attacked Ember Moon outside of the ring twice. Put her in a sleeper hold, got up, started walking away, turned around, pushed the referees again, put her in another sleeper hold, then walked up the ramp and put up the 4 Horsemen sign. So I thought something was gonna happen with that.
Yeah,
it went nowhere.
Yeah, nothing.
But
we get a quick mixed match challenge promo, and then Ricochet is ringside.
yeah, can we just call him Ricochet and stop calling him Trevor Ricochet Man?
Yeah. Like that is see when we saw that because we're sitting there and we'll get to this later and we'll talk about it too. It's like when they did that we're like, oh man, they're not gonna call him Ricochet, but I'm hoping that they do.
They do.
They do.
They do. They do.
Because that was the thing is like when like they bring back people like stuff like that. Like I remember who was.
I remember there was a running joke that they were gonna call him Rick O'Shea.
Oh my god, I would have killed myself.
And
would have killed myself.
Or Kid, what was it? It was Kid Boomerang. Was one of the other names that I heard thrown around.
That's pretty.
Was that they were gonna call him Rick O'Shea or Kid Boomerang? Honestly, I wouldn't mind Kid Boomerang. We got a Pegasus Kid. We had a Pegasus Kid. We had Tiger Mask. We had
Tiger Masks.
We had multiple Tiger Masks. We had the 1, 2, 3 Kid. So why not? Sure. We had
who cares?
Whatever. Kid Boomerang.
I'll
cool.
take Kid Boomerang.
Feels like you got a classic feel to it.
You could probably cash in on that Suicide Squad 2 like hype when it comes out.
There you go. Also after this we got Adam Cole versus Aleister Black in an Extreme Rules match. Boy, oh boy, man, this was just physical. This was just downright dirty. This was
everything I wanted it to be minus a flaming table.
From the moment that the bell rang and Adam Cole was talking to Aleister Black and telling him, and I quote, "I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna beat you up." And I'm just sitting there, and he okay, yes, it's PG, and he used very PG vernacular, but he said, "I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna beat you down. You're not gonna walk away from this." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, I could just picture what he wants to say in his head. I'm like, they're just gonna go at it. They're just gonna go at it.
Yeah.
And they did.
And they did.
Immediately they started running after each other, hitting each other. There are too many spots to just.
I'll pick out my favorites because these are the ones that I remember. And this is my favorite spot in any Extreme Rules match that the WWE has done since ECW One Night Stand 2005.
Okay.
When they both had kendo sticks and Aleister Black said, "Nah, fuck this," threw it away and said, "Come on,
let's go."
And Adam Cole's looking at him. He's like, "Oh shit!" He goes,
he's like, no. He looked at him. He looked at him in shock. And then on my screen, they showed up a close up of his face. It was shock, and then it was a big shit-eating grin on his face. And he said, "You just made a mistake."
Is it this
and
face?
Went after. Yes, that was the face. He goes, "Oh," he goes, "You just made a mistake," and ran after him with the kendo stick. That was great. Another great spot was when Aleister Black went for a moonsault. And Adam Cole hit him with the kendo stick, which was there was no pull on that one at all. It was his thumb that was bleeding, by the way. It was his thumb.
Because we couldn't tell. We were like, what the hell?
It was his thumb. I thought it was his back because that was after the something. So it was the ladder. That was after the ladder.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was after the ladder that Adam Cole was trying to set up and bring it to the ring. Aleister Black ran the ropes and hit him with a drop kick or a baseball slide, whatever you want to call it. And then Adam Cole fell back into the table. I thought that it was the table, when the table happened, that his back started bleeding. But it turned out that it was his hand. I guess something happened with the ladder when that happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When they did that spot where Black fell through the table... Or the tables, whatever. I think it was 2 tables, if I remember correctly. They did the spot from Jericho and Omega. It was almost the exact same spot.
What, the electric chair?
No, not the electric chair through the tables. Because Black fell from the top of the turnbuckle through the 2 tables on the outside.
Yeah.
Very similar to Jericho when he took the table from the table spot from New Japan, from what was it, Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, from Wrestle Kingdom.
Eventually, what ends up happening is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish get involved, and they start dragging Aleister Black around to the announce table. They tear apart the announce table, and then Sanity comes out.
Yep, and they start fighting with Undisputed Era to go and make the save for Aleister Black. At some point, after this, no, it was before this, Cole tried to set up 2 chairs, facing facing each other, and then he decided, no, that's not good enough. He turned the chairs around to have the tops of the chair touching each other. And he looked like he was going to put him in, I guess an AA would be, that would be an FU, an AA, whatever you want to call it.
Fireman's carry, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fireman's carry, yeah, whatever it may be. The Black goes and reverses that and goes and puts Adam Cole in that. And that was legit all back. That was all back. It looked as nasty as it did live, I would hope, as it did on TV. I didn't think they would go through with it. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Neither did I. And they went and did it. And I looked over at our friends and I was like, he's done. Like, his back is broken.
Yeah, it looked frightening.
I think right before this spot, another spot worth mentioning, was when Aleister Black double foot stomped Adam Cole off his feet through the announce table. So that's another spot worth mentioning. And you also have the finish of the match, which I didn't see coming. Because I thought Adam Cole was winning this match. And you have Cole has the chair, was it a chair or a kendo stick? I'm trying to remember.
It was the chair. He charges with the chair, but then
Aleister Black hits the
black mask.
Yeah. Is it the black
mask?
Yeah, black mask. That's it.
Yeah.
So Aleister Black won in spectacular fashion. This match was incredible.
This match did nothing wrong for either one of those people at all.
And I looked over at Anthony, and I looked at him, and I said, match of the year.
Wrong.
Then the main event came.
Wrong. Because after this, we got Johnny Gargano versus Andrade.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Cien Almas.
I was about to say. I looked over and I said, match of the year? He goes, yeah. And then we got this match. Right before this, my boy EC3 was on.
Yes, EC3 was at ringside. But holy cow.
I was at Raw last Monday for Raw 25. So saw Stone Cold come out to what I thought was going to be the loudest pop I would ever hear in my life. Johnny Gargano kicked out of Almas' finisher for the second time. I've never heard a crowd erupt for somebody like that. I got goosebumps watching the match the whole way through. I got goosebumps from the moment they started to the moment when he took the double knees to the outside of the post to the moment when Candice LeRae jumped the barricade to attack Zelina Vega to the finish to Tommaso Ciampa coming out towards the end. At the end, oh my god, this match, and this is also, before we even get into like specifics and what we liked about the match, first 5-star match the WWE has done since Punk and Cena, according to Dave Meltzer.
Yes.
So,
and honestly, I think that's wrong.
Me too. I
think that there have been 5-star matches in between that.
Right.
But by God, if there was anything close to a 6-star match that Kenny and Okada did, this was it. And I don't want to go by Meltzer's
neither do I
at all, because I hate rating systems. But this was one of the best matches that I've seen in 2017, 2018, in that fiscal whatever you want to call it. Listen, this match hands down is gonna go as one of the best matches in wrestling in a long time. And it was for a developmental title.
Territory, yeah.
It was for a developmental territory within WWE. It wasn't on the main card. It wasn't on the main card.
And I think it goes without saying, the greatest takeover main event ever.
What, this?
Yes.
No.
Really?
But nowhere near the greatest takeover event ever.
No, Takeover main event. This match.
Main
This
event.
main
Oh,
event.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. I thought you meant the event in whole.
No.
The main event. Yes,
Main
absolutely.
event. Main event.
That you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Between the double knees to the outside of the post, between Gargano kicking out twice, it was an emotional roller coaster because people have loved Johnny Gargano for a reason. There may not have been a big, really, really, really big build to these two wrestling because it came within a tournament that happened, between I think 8 wrestlers, but it's not. You don't need that all the time. You don't need a big story. What you do need is great wrestling, and that's what we got. But they delivered on whatever story they could have put. On Johnny Gargano riding the high that the NXT universe has given him, and riding the high of incredible matches that he's had. Honestly, the first Johnny Gargano Cien Almas match that they did last year at Brooklyn was the dark match, the sleeper match of that night, and they doubled down on that and they said, "Let's kill it one more time."
Oh yeah, they got over 30 minutes to work.
Yeah,
they were. Well, I mean, you know what? It started out very, very. It was very technical when it first started. They were just trading holds, and even the guys. We were sitting in a group of wrestling fans, but the guys in front of us were a little older.
Okay.
And they grew up in the 80s and stuff like that, so they know all the old. They said, "Wow, this is the closest thing we're probably going to get to a traditional wrestling match." And then they took off, and they were like, "Wow, this is what it should be," and especially some of the old guys, like older guys that grew up with the old wrestling, they don't like any of the new stuff, and then they started pulling out a lot of the strong style stuff, all the stuff that we're accustomed to today, and it was just incredible. There were parts of the match where the referee was distracted. Zelina Vega did a Hurricane Rana to Johnny Gargano on the outside.
Yeah.
And like I said, Candice LeRae got involved. And it was every time I thought the match was over, it wasn't. And it was just so perfect in every way, shape, or form. I'm trying to remember something that screwed up because I don't remember a damn thing. And it's just
no. It was a very it was just a very technical but very it was everything you wanted. Technical, fast paced, hard hitting. Everything you want out of a wrestling match, minus weapons, you got it. There
was that energy going through that arena. I thought Almas was retaining, but there was the energy going through the arena to the point where I said, "This is going to be Gargano's night."
Yeah.
I thought, for a second, I was like, "Wow, they're going to do it, and this is going to be huge." And it wasn't his night, but it was his night because they took 2 to put this match on, and Gargano took a lot in this match. A lot of hits, a lot of knees.
There was a lot of damage being done between the both of them.
And in the end, it came down to Almas hitting the double knees on the post on the outside, bringing him into the ring for a top rope hung DDT, which ended the match, securing Almas' title one more time. Was
he 4-0? I think is NXT champion right now. I think he
because he won it at War Games.
Yeah.
He won McIntyre, and then I don't know what he's done on not TV, on the network. But nonetheless, we got as Almas' theme is hitting, a lot of things is as they go to replay, the fans are not only in shock because we were so riding high that Gargano was gonna win the match, but in the end, everyone's standing in stunned that we just watched.
Yeah.
Quite the match.
I will say this, and I complain about Mauro Ranallo, and I don't like his commentary. I turned it on. I turned the volume up at this point because it was a serious match. I was like, okay, let's see how they do. What I will compliment Mauro Ranallo on is that when there is a serious moment, when there is a seriously great wrestling moment, when there is a seriously great wrestling match, that is when his 100% dialed up, fast paced, like balls to the wall commentary, that's when I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was this match. This match was this made me appreciate his commentary for those types of matches. If I'm getting a regular, maybe this is the reason why I didn't like him all the time. If there is a regular match on SmackDown,
Because he's trying to overhype him.
if there is a regular match on NXT, there is a regular match on 205 Live or whatever it may be, and I have to hear him yelling, screaming, "Oh, top rope Suicide! Oh my God, Mamma Mia!" If I have to, and I know I sounded like Pee Wee Herman for a second.
You did. I
was
going to make the
I can't do that all the time. I can't sit there and deal with that type of, like, same thing with JBL, when JBL was too much of a heel on commentary.
Yeah.
When Jerry Lawler was, all he cared about was being, a heel, or when all he cared about was the women and all he said was stupid comment. I can't take it. Right now, this type of match, that's what he's good for. Those are the matches where he's good for. Any other match, normal, just a regular, like the Aleister Black and Adam Cole match, the commentary wasn't bad, what I heard from it, because I still kept it low, because I was just like, I just need to appreciate what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Same with this, but I also paid attention to the commentary, because, I haven't got enough of NXT to sit there and, be fully delved into the story of Gargano versus Cien Almas. But, with that being said, Match of the Year candidate, Andrade Cien Almas took the win. That was NXT TakeOver. Not the best one, by any means whatsoever. But if you take the last two matches of the night, and
how they sent it off the air with Ciampa, which was great.
Yep.
But it was a roller coaster of a ride of emotion just on that last match alone, because everybody wanted Gargano at that point, and it was like, oh my God, I still get goosebumps talking about it. Yep. It's like actually scary. Just two things of note. They weren't on this. They were actually for the NXT show afterwards. Roderick Strong and Tyler Bate, great match.
Okay, so this Wednesday I should watch that?
Yes.
Okay.
Great match. They really do. Speaking of the UK guys, Pete Dunne was on the panel. I didn't hear it, obviously. I was in the arena. I had to go back and Pete Dunne called out Brock Lesnar.
Great.
Great.
Fantastic. I'd love to take that. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen, but who knows?
We are gonna talk about that match later. Because there was a
when he punched him in the face.
Shut up! There was a very, very
real moment.
Long receipt for Braun Strowman. Very long receipt.
Yes.
That guy got a grocery cart and a half.
I saw it live. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I got it live, slow-mo, reversed. I got the whole 9 yards. I saw the wrinkles in Braun Strowman's face.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Royal Rumble now of 2018. We're going to run through the pre-show matches really quick. They were pretty good.
The cruiserweight
match, right. The 205 Live match.
First off,
we are back to reviewing 205 Live, by the way.
Yeah, because Enzo Amore is gone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's okay. I saw a Valentine's Day card that said,
I
love you, Mia Amore.
Oh, my God.
So, anyways, not the point. Just want to send a shout out. Probably nobody's listening right now from the section. But Section 204 was the lit section of the pre-show, because we hijacked the hell out of this, even though they were not, we didn't want to. But just to give you insight, because you weren't there, but I texted you. I was like, yo, greatest wrestling section I've ever sat in my life. We sat there and we cheered for everything. We cheered for the popcorn guy. We chanted, we want popcorn. Now, this is where it gets crazy, because this is what's going on, right? Right between the two pre-show matches, we're chanting, we want beer. The beer guy comes up thinking he's going to sell us all beer. We're like, no, we just want beer. We're just chanting things. Yeah. He goes, oh. So then this guy in front of us buys a beer. And Section 204 starts chanting, chug, chug. Until eventually the whole upper ring is chanting chug for this guy. Guy finishes the beer. There's a holy shit chant. And you can see the lower sections look up at us like, what the fuck is going on up there? It was the most rowdy crowd ever. I've ever been a part of, for the pre-show at least, because there was a lot going on the main card, And by the time the bad matches on the main card came up, we were too tired. And we'll get to that.
Okay.
But that was it. Shout out to Section 204. We killed it during the pre-show. Let's get to the pre-show. Kalisto, Lince Dorado, or Lince Dorado, whatever. I don't know. Is it Lince Dorado?
Lince Dorado. I don't know why they don't have the little across on top of the E. Listen, that's what I'm gonna call it. That's what I've called it for the past fucking 24 years of my life. I don't know why they don't put the little on top of the E, but it's Lince Dorado and Grand Metalik versus TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak. This is what a cruiserweight match should look like, and I hate the 3-on-3 cruiserweight matches, because they're so overplayed and they don't have the depth of a 205 Live roster that we should. But this was a great match. This was awesome. By the way, a buddy of mine went to the 205 Live house show that went in Poughkeepsie near me that we were going to go to, but you had the Royal Rumble thing to do or whatever. And he said it was absolutely... He said Poughkeepsie had a good turnout for what it was. But the other two, they canceled one because there were no tickets being sold. Wow. And then the other one had, I think it was a 500-seat venue. I think they only... Not even. I don't think we even think it was a 500-seat venue. We'll just say the max was 400 seats. They sold less than half of that.
Wow. Yeah.
So it was a very indie attendance show. So
that's upsetting. Yeah. But this match was very good. I like Drew Gulak so much. He just entertains the hell out of me.
I know.
Great.
It's great.
He is phenomenal. And
between his interactions to all three wrestlers on the other side of him who all use the top rope and use and all do dives and all do flies and the way he reacts to those things, the way he just says no, I don't want any flying, and he interjects himself when these things happen is incredible. So even when his teammates do it.
Because Gallagher went up, I think, or was Gallagher or TJP?
I think it was TJP that went up.
One of the two, but regardless, he was like, "No, you gotta stop." It was pretty good, and it was enjoyable. But as I anticipated, it was the Faces over on the pre-show.
Yeah, TJP worked. It was really a heavy TJP versus Lince Dorado.
Yeah, it
was very much the both of them in the match. But yeah, the Faces went over. After everybody was on the outside. I think I want to say it was Grand Metalik hit a big dive. On the outside, and then
there was in the beginning of the match too. I forgot to shout this out. The double moonsault to the outside.
Yes, the triple
moonsault. Sorry, there were three of them.
Triple moonsault to the outside. Then there was a big top rope suicida, taking my book from Mauro Ranallo, on the outside as well. That got everybody out of the match for TJP to be inside the ring with Kalisto, who was the legal man. Kalisto countered the detonation kick and nailed the Salida del Sol for the pin, so the Faces won. Mm-hmm. After this, we got, I don't know if you saw it, but Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn answering fan questions.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Sami Zayn has some great character work in there.
Really?
Yeah, and Kevin Owens is about as sarcastic as that. They did not like anytime Peter Rosenberg tried to speak and asked them a question, they said, "Nope, we're not answering any questions from you at all." And guess what? They did not answer one question from him at all.
That's great.
I don't think people are very high on Peter Rosenberg being on the panel. I don't think people are very high on him being there in general.
Yeah.
But we did get revealed that the WWE title match was going to open the show. I don't know if did I inform you guys?
You told us that.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you guys had no knowledge prior to that.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So Renee Young went and told us that the WWE title match was going to open the show. But after this, we got the Revival versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. This was a good, just basic tag team match between the both of them.
Very standard tag team match.
Yeah, nothing special about it. The Revival got the win after hitting, after double teaming Anderson, and they took his knees out.
Yeah.
It wasn't the...
This was a chop block, I think, from...
another chop block, yeah.
It was a chop block from Scott Dawson, I think.
It was a chop block from Scott Dawson that caused the finish. I've seen chop blocks, but never seen it cause to a finish. Those things fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So I could imagine that. I actually like the fact that they used it as the finish.
Yeah.
Anderson was selling the leg injury, and then we go to JBL joining the panel. Alondra Blaze was there.
Oh, wow.
And then was this the point where Ric Flair was on? No, Alondra Blaze was there. Alondra Blaze, whatever. It is what it is. Alondra Blaze is Alondra Blaze. She's just a pioneer. Then we got Mojo Rawley versus Bobby Roode. What'd you think? I honestly thought it was gonna be Ziggler.
I thought it was gonna be Ziggler too. When it hit, we sat down because we were very very high on the fact that it was gonna be Ziggler. And it wasn't. It was Mojo Rawley, and we knew Mojo wasn't gonna take the title tonight. So that was easy. The original plan was for it to be Adam Cole.
Yeah, but they didn't want
him losing. And they also, they figured, his stint in the Rumble would work better.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it wasn't boring so much as, Mojo Rawley's still very new to this. His physicality works for his character. I don't think that his mind and him, he can't set up a match. That's the problem. Is that the stuff that he is trying to do, and the stuff that he's trying to do, it doesn't really translate yet. And he's in another situation where he might have to slow down just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Bobby Roode did the best he could working with Mojo. They pulled off a halfway decent match. The only awkwardness that came out of it was Mojo charged into the corner for the elbow. Bobby Roode blocked it and then immediately went to Mojo for the DDT, which is what we were talking about before,
right,
with the Death Valley driver. It just landed awkwardly. Mojo didn't really jump for it because you know how the glorious DDT is lifted. Yeah, so I don't think Mojo lifted for it. I don't think Bobby Roode lifted him for it. So it was just really awkward. And that was the finish for it. After this, we got Ric Flair joining the panel. Ric Flair is like maybe 3 breaths away from a stroke.
Wow.
It is very, I love Ric Flair, and there's no disrespect to him at all, but whatever medical scare that he had, that should have put him on bed rest. All this flying that he's doing, all these interviews, all this lack of sleep that he's getting, we don't have much time with him left.
Unfortunately.
And it's a shame because you sat there and for the people who sat there and watched it at home, it was very sad to see because he could barely talk. He's forcing himself to expand his energy and speak loudly for the mic because it is a loud arena and he just can't do that anymore. The mic was barely able to pick up his stuff. JBL was complimenting him the entire time, and they were talking about the triple threat match between Strowman, Lesnar, and Kane and whatnot. But it's just, I don't know, it was disappointing to see Ric Flair in that type of state.
Yeah.
So then we get the actual Royal Rumble show, with a great video package I saw in the beginning.
Yep.
We got the 2-on-1 handicap match for the WWE title, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. Boy, this match turned out way better than what I thought it was going to be.
Same. I didn't expect too much from this match. This was mixed with Owens trolling, the trolling he does during his matches.
Mm-hmm.
The phenomenal wrestling we knew we would get from AJ Styles. It was just everybody's part was played in this match to perfection.
Yes.
With a finish which makes sense.
Yes.
But
it made sense. Was it the best finish?
No.
But what else can you get from a handicap match for the WWE title?
Exactly. You're already in a match that I wouldn't say hinders it, but it's
clunky.
Exactly.
It's shoddy booking.
Right. This was an excuse to put Owens and Sammy somewhere else besides the Rumble. We'll get to that though. But regardless, and give AJ a win in a way that would
It
keep
made
them.
it seem like he sneaked out of, not
He
in a
snuck at
heel
it.
way, but made it seem like he dodged a bullet.
Right. Because you know what, and that's why I say it makes sense, because in real life, a 2-on-1 fight is usually not in the favor of the guy that's alone.
Unless you're Roman Reigns.
Unless you're Roman Reigns, we'll talk about that in a little bit, because we're not too far off from that.
No.
So there were really good spots. The finish spot was great on its own. The Blue Thunder both Blue Thunder Bombs looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah. The Helluva kick.
Yep.
The Helluva kick. The moonsault turned into an inverted DDT. What was it? It was the Kevin Owens hit something on AJ Styles, and he reversed it and turned it into a Hurricanrana onto Sami Zayn. And I sat there and I was like, wow. They really just got nothing else better to do than they're just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this match.
Yeah. And we got a hell of a match out of it. The finish, like, I guess we could talk about it. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It was a false tag to Zayn. Wait,
this is where Zayn, I had the problem with it. The false tag.
The false tag.
That would have made it a lot better if it wasn't the false tag.
Yeah.
Because we have had so much of this between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, between the matches on SmackDown, between later on with the Uso and the Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable match. Mm-hmm. There's just the referee's decision is final. Don't mess with it. Yeah. Blind tags, it's overdone. The end of last year was an overabundance of blind tags. Kill it. Kill it for a little bit. Use it when it needs to be used. This might have been one of those situations that it needed to be used, but when you get it the entire time during the feud, it kind of just downplays the entire thing.
Yeah.
So it was just a blind tag that Kevin got on Sami Zayn, or that Sami got on Kevin Owens, and the ref didn't see it. And
then Owens went for his pop-up powerbomb and got caught in a roll-up by AJ Styles, who won the match that way. AJ Styles, still your WWE champion. I expected a post-match assault. We didn't get that.
No, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on our Smack Me Raw, which is coming back after this.
Yep.
So winner is AJ Styles. And then after this, we get the 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Boy, was this a great match too. That had a really peculiar finish. I didn't hate it.
Neither did I.
I didn't hate it, but it made me question things.
Yeah.
It made me question things. It made me question the use of this blind tag situation. Really, for real.
No, I'm sure.
It did, because it's just way too much. At this point, okay, there was a point where I was like, somebody's going to get 2 in a row really fast. I don't know who it was. I sat there thinking to myself, I said, somebody's going to get 2 in a row really fast. When you are, give me 1 second. You want to talk about the match a little bit? I'm going to look up a couple things.
I don't remember too much about that match, I'll be honest. But from what I do remember is I don't remember being bored during it. I remember it took a while to get to the first fall. But
that's what that's what I was trying to get to. It took a while for the first fall, because that match lasted 13 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes in, we didn't get the first fall.
Right, and then, because that's what I said, I was like, wow, this
10 minutes in, we didn't get the first fall. It was absolutely insane. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, 10 minutes in, not that I really clocked 10 minutes, but when they started playing more and more, when are we going to get this first fall? When are we going to get this first fall? When are we going to get this first fall? I was like, okay, it's going to come, and then somebody's going to get the second fall right after that, and then we're going to get the third fall right after that, and that's going to be it. It's going to be done. So the Usos got the first fall after... it was after Gable took 2 super kicks from the Usos.
They took a splash, is it? He took
nope. It was just 2 super kicks, and then 2 super kicks. And then there was it was one by Jay, one by Jimmy, and then the 2 in the middle, and that was what Jimmy got I think it was Jimmy got the cover on Gable for the first fall, and then Shelton and Gable, they got really angry. They hit their finisher on they hit the double team move on both the Usos. They hit one on the outside. They hit Jimmy on the floor. And then Jay was inside the ring rolling around after he took the first double team move. And then Shelton and Gable were trying to get the referee to say, "Hey, let's go. Let's do this match already." The ref was checking on Jay to make sure that everything was good. Jay said, "Let's go." We got maybe one or two, maybe three moves. Gable nailed an overhead kick. Shelton got tagged in, but then got rolled up immediately after. While Gable was getting set up for the top rope for their double team finisher.
Yep.
And then the Usos won. 2 clean sweep. I was shocked because I was like,
not only was it the team that I didn't pick,
yeah,
but it was a clean sweep, and I definitely didn't suspect. I suspected 2-1 in some way.
Here's why I think they did that, and I don't think it was the smarter move. I think that Shelton and Gable should have gotten the win, because I think that they should be the traditional transitional champions going towards a Bludgeon Brothers future reign that we are soon to get. We're going to talk about that on Smack Me Raw. But I think that they should be I don't know. I think that this happened because they didn't have a lot of time to run with it. I think that, 13 minutes is a long time for a singles match, not a long time for a 2 out of 3 falls match. But I think it had to do with the Royal Rumble matches, the sheer length that these things are going to be in. Both matches were over an hour. Those are 2 hours in a 3-hour pay-per-view that you have to squeeze in, 6 matches? I think. You have to squeeze in 6 matches. So, 5. I'm sorry, 5 matches. No, 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 6 matches. But yeah, anyway, it was just not a lot of time for them to work this stuff. So, I don't know. It was a little weird just seeing how fast it went. And it sucks when we go into SmackDown Raw, seeing that they don't get that next opportunity that they're supposed to. But after this, we have the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Okay, we are not going to go ahead and cover everything in every single entrant that came out.
No,
we might be like, okay, this person came out, this person came out, this person came out, but that was it. We're gonna get the notables because this was an hour-long match.
This was a very long match to review.
There was so much that was done.
Right.
So yeah.
So just to start it out, Rusev comes out
to a huge pop. I didn't know how over Rusev Day was.
Yeah, he's over.
They even sold calendars of his.
Every day. I ordered it.
Yeah?
I ordered it. I love that calendar.
Sweet.
But anyways, no, you know what? I'll be honest with you. And I was saying this. Most of the T-shirts you see nowadays are Bullet Club shirts. Second to that, this weekend was Rusev Day shirts.
Really?
I shit you not.
Wow.
I saw a lot of Rusev Day shirts.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. And then I couldn't believe it even more when we started chanting, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I didn't know it was this big.
Yeah.
And it's big. It's big. At least in Philly, it's big. And what's it called? He came out.
Philly's kind of a marquee town, though, because you get everybody from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Right.
Exactly.
So, Rusev comes out, huge pop. Only way to make it better, number 2, Finn Balor.
Who came out to an even... Not an even bigger pop, but an equal pop.
Yeah.
The crowd was still hot at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So we get some good work out of the two of them for the way, what they were doing. Then after this, we got, honestly, just looking at the entrance, I know exactly what's going on. We got Rhino in there. Rhino and Rusev went at it for a little bit. I can't remember who asked me it. I think it was my sister. My sister was like, "Who's this guy?" And I was like, he's like an old ECW guy. There was a big ECW chant when Rhino came out as well. I was surprised he was even in the match, let alone number 3. And him and Rusev worked well together because they're both big hulking men. They're just hosses. They're just total hosses. Yeah. Number 4 was Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin got eliminated by Finn Balor a minute into it. He started laying everybody out, and then Finn Balor he started working the way he normally does, and then Finn Balor went and knocked him out after a minute and 6 seconds.
Yeah. And then this is worth noting. Corbin laid everybody out, including
Go ahead.
Including the now entrant number 5, Heath Slater, who gets clotheslined into the ground.
Yes, I honestly thought this was going to turn into a Curtis Axel I never got eliminated from the Rumble scenario.
They played, every entrant was strategically placed this time. Because right after this you have Elias.
This wasn't a random. Maybe one or two of them were random in terms of, where they were going with it. Okay, hey, this guy just goes out, or we got this guy, he'll just be in this spot. You know what I mean? Because the other thing that we got since we've been on hiatus, we haven't been able to review Raw for a little bit. We never got who was going to be number 1. We never got a definitive number 1. We never got a definitive number 30. We never got anything. We just knew, okay, this person are in it. That's it.
Right.
So I felt like that played well going into, let's see who's going to be this number, and it did. I honestly thought
I thought it was
really
very
well.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Elias comes out, plays his song as everybody's sitting around, and then number 7, I was so certain that 7 was going to be Cena.
Yeah, well, at this point, Elias was saying, there's not going to be another. The timer isn't going to start until I finish my song. I don't know if he talked to the production guy in the truck or or what, but it didn't happen that way. Because as soon as you started the song, the clock happened, and then we got Andrade Cien Almas from NXT, your NXT champion, who just had a match of the year candidate. He comes in at number 7 and does a really good job. He lasted a half hour in the match and was included in some spots. He was included in a decent amount of things that got you to keep your eyes on him for when he does jump up to main. So that was really good. I felt like they utilized him really, really well.
Yeah, half hour for an NXT guy is nothing to bat your eye about. That's something. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
Mm-hmm. Especially when he gets eliminations too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially when he gets eliminations.
And then at number 8, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt came out, and they did his normal stuff.
Yeah, he came out, he squashed a couple people, whatever.
Everybody fed for him, and that's the big rule Vince has for battle royals. And I mean, for the most part, it's the main rule for bookers everywhere. Is like, the guys in the ring should feed for the guy coming, because these guys
depending on who the guy is.
Right, of course,
depending on who the guy is.
And for Bray Wyatt, of course, you want to feed. You want to feed for
Bray Wyatt.
Wyatt.
For someone with that character and someone of that stature and size.
Yeah. Next, you got Big E, first member of the New Day in. He didn't really do too much by himself. We're gonna get to that later because it's more what he does is more important when the whole New Day is present. Number 10 was supposed to be Ty Dillinger, but he was assaulted in the back.
You predicted him as number 11, so
I was so certain that they were going to troll us. Number 11, Ty Dillinger. Number 10 was supposed to be Ty Dillinger. He was assaulted in the back.
I mean, they did troll us.
Oh, yeah, of course they did. And they made it even worse on Tuesday night. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attacked him in the back, and Kevin Owens was like, "Watch this, I got this." And Sami Zayn was like, "Nah, I got this." He walks down to the ring, and Sami Zayn is now your number 10 entrant, because apparently that's all you need to do is just attack the guy you don't like.
Exactly, and then just go to the match. Get in the match before the other guy does, and you are the entrant.
Sorry, we didn't bring this up. Every single entrant after Heath Slater beat his ass on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But the best part was
Biggie.
The best part was, besides Biggie and the pancakes, the best part was that Heath Slater slowly but surely started getting closer to the ring, and it was great.
Yeah. Big E tried to get, they kept pulling themselves, and Big E fed him pancakes. Yeah.
It was just great. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Sheamus finally comes in at number 11. This is why I bring it up.
Hits Heath Slater, throws Heath Slater in the ring, gets in the ring for 20 seconds. And I didn't even feel like that.
It didn't feel like that.
It didn't even feel like that.
Sheamus gets eliminated almost immediately.
And it was by Heath Slater.
Heath Slater, who only lasted about a minute more than he did.
It's the WWE says he was in there for 20 seconds.
It was very close to the World Wars record.
It really felt like he got in, he got out.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. There's a reason why There's a backstage reason why that happened, why Sheamus isn't doing as much work as he is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
After this, we got Xavier Woods.
Member of New Day, number 2.
Yes, member of New Day, number 2 is number 12. So he just jumped in. He jumped right in. He actually, all of the New Day, as soon as they got in, they started working. I forgot who we started working right away. I want to say it was. Hold on. It was. Sorry, guys. It was. Oh, Wyatt. That was great because I thought they were going to keep that. I thought they were going to reference it, which they never did. Xavier Woods went after Wyatt, and I thought that they were going to reference that the feud between the New Day and the Wyatt family. But then I forgot that we got the Bludgeon Brothers, and that's not canon anymore. And then so therefore the New Day versus the Wyatt family and Wyatt manipulating Xavier Woods, whatever. But if that was on purpose as a subtle nod for their old feud, bravo WWE, because I remembered.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So Xavier Woods, and the New Day start teaming up on it, and then next was who? Who was next after that? After Woods.
Oh, Wyatt eliminated Slater right after Slater.
That's right.
Sheamus.
Slater went out real fast.
Yeah. After Xavier Woods was Apollo Crews, who came out and did absolutely nothing.
Did nothing of note.
Yeah.
We'll talk, and like I said, we'll get to that a little bit. Number 14 comes out.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, that was great. Shinsuke comes out. Man, I don't even see. Oh yeah, Nakamura eliminated Sami Zayn. Almost right away. He dropped Sami Zayn. Then he went to Wyatt. And he went to Rusev and Wyatt because they started beating him up. The fans were cheering, and then Nakamura hit good vibrations on Elias in the corner. But as he was getting out of the good vibrations, Elias had to duck out of this real quick because he was getting ready to get up. When Sami Zayn went to go get for the Haluva kick, Nakamura dodged it and then eliminated Sami Zayn with that move that he does where he throws him on the top. He kind of pancakes them on the top on the top turnbuckle and then hits the knees.
That's right. Yeah. I got you.
So the next man out is Cesaro, who's got uppercuts for fucking everybody. I don't know. Cesaro was just he was just uppercutting everybody. You get an uppercut, and you get an uppercut, and you get an uppercut. Even though he didn't have that many minutes in the match.
Yeah.
But it was everybody. So now Kofi Kingston gets in the match. And this was good. Not at first, because he didn't have much to do at first. The next man, Jinder Mahal.
Who I met.
Good. Is he a nice guy?
You know what it was?
Was it kind of like...
All right. So here's the thing with Jinder.
It very much looked like he was in the middle of a jog.
Yeah.
And you guys fucked him on that jog.
All right. Here's the thing is we went to go see the Rocky Steps at the Museum of Art. The Rocky statue's there, and So we're in line to take pictures. I'm just looking at him and I see this big guy, like he's a tall guy, and I'm just like, wow. Turned around and I turned to John and I was like, is that Jinder Mahal? He goes, that's Jinder Mahal. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna, I didn't say anything to the guy at all.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't want to, but because he had his hood up and he had it drawn.
It very much was so that nobody bothers him.
Right. And I felt like if anything, I should have respected. I respected that.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Jose Salvador with us, and they were talking about. He's like, "Do you remember coming to Warriors of Wrestling?" He goes, "Do you remember me?" And he goes, "I don't remember you." He goes, "But I remember going to Warriors of Wrestling."
Oh,
so.
okay.
And then he explained it. He was like, "Oh, yeah." Oh, he goes, "You were the guy in the mask." He goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
So eventually, I didn't take a picture with him because they had already taken the picture with him. I was like, he probably just wants to get on his way, and do his thing. So I let him do his thing.
Was he waiting on the line to take the picture?
No, I think he just walked up, took the picture.
Oh, okay.
But what's it called? From what I saw, like I said, he wanted to be on his own, and. From what I saw, nice guy. He never, said like, no, he didn't tell you to fuck off.
He was there. Let's get the picture, and thankfully, you guys saw me. All right, now get the fuck out.
He stood around actually a little while after that. He was looking for an Uber. And I was like, and as the Uber picked him up, I was like, yo, that Uber driver has no idea. He just picked up the modern name Maharaja.
Maharaja with no Singh brother.
With no Singh brothers.
Speaking of the Singh
brothers, he was
brothers,
with somebody who should be a wrestler. The guy was jacked.
Yeah,
but it was not one of the Singh brothers.
Oh, maybe it was somebody developmental.
Maybe I don't know.
Jinder Mahal was out next. Speaking of Jinder Mahal, he's out next. Okay, so we got him with just one of the Singh brothers because the other Singh brother tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So,
which I just found out about on Tuesday.
Yeah. So Jinder Mahal took out Woods. We just got a lot of action going on.
We're just gonna get to the New Day spot because that's the spot that
Seth Rollins came out after Jinder did. And then we got him working over Balor and Cesaro and okay, so Jinder started working on Kofi at this point. Jinder looked to eliminate Kofi, but Woods, who got eliminated prior to this by Woods got eliminated
by Almas, right?
No, Woods got eliminated by Jinder. Yeah, at this point Woods got eliminated by Jinder. But it was weird because he took no, he didn't. Okay. So yeah, so Jinder took out Woods. Woods was laying underneath the apron or like by the apron. They planned this very well because Kofi got taken out on the same side of the apron that Woods did, and Woods was there to hold 1 foot from Kofi so that both feet don't hit the floor. After this, Big E ran and grabbed the plate of pancakes and then put it under Kofi's the same foot that Xavier Woods was holding. So Kofi stood in the match. Kofi then got on Big E and Xavier Woods' shoulders. They launched him
over Jinder Mahal, over the ropes. He was in the middle of the ring by the end of that. And then he hit the Trouble in Paradise on Mahal, and Mahal just flopped over the ropes.
Oh my
god! He gets hype, dude. I thought when he launched himself over the turnbuckle at WrestleMania 30 in the Andre the Giant moment, I was like, yo, kick it, and he like crazy at that.
Listen,
they did it again.
2 men push you up, and you get almost
Michael Jordan air.
No. It's like not Michael Jordan air. More than Michael Jordan air. You gotta remember. They were by where the apron starts.
Right.
And he got, I want to say, he would have got to the top of a steel cage. Close to it. He would have got to the top of a steel cage close to it.
I would say probably about
not his
he could have got a hand.
Not his feet. I'm not saying his feet would have hit the top of the cage. I'm saying that his hand, he would have been able to grab the top of the cage with as much height as he did.
Yeah.
Went over Jinder Mahal, who you say is not a short guy at all, and went over the ring itself. And then Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise. Jinder got eliminated, and then Cien Almas took advantage of that and dropped Kofi onto the mat. The next man out is Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy started unloading on Elias early. Then he faced off with Bray Wyatt, but then Rusev hit him. And then Wyatt and Hardy actually end up double teaming Rusev to eliminate Rusev.
And then they started looking at it like, oh, we could do this.
Yeah, and then they started eliminating. Then they started double teaming Almas. That doesn't last long because they start hitting each other. And then Hardy and Wyatt eliminate each other at the same time. John Cena was out next at number 20.
Which meant that Elias's time in this Rumble is numbered.
Yes. Fans, of course, sung their own version of Cena's theme song. And then Cena gets in the ring and gets attacked by literally everybody. Everybody. Elias, after this, started going for Cena while the others start fighting each other. Cena eliminates Elias to boos, and then Cena starts going at it with Nakamura for right now. And then the next man out at number 21 is the Hurricane Shane Helms. Did you think that the Hurricane would have came out?
I didn't even know the Hurricane was still alive. No, I knew he was alive, but
the Hurricane was a former agent in TNA.
Yeah, freaking! I heard that theme song. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, Shane Helms is alive.
Yeah,
I was like,
Shane Helms is alive. Is in the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I guess he lives in the area, or he just, I don't know what.
I thought he was a North Carolina guy because he's always with the Hardy Boys.
Maybe that's what was going on. I also thought that maybe he was going to be the next 205
Cruiserweight
Live GM.
yeah.
I was like, oh,
he's
this
a former
is great.
Cruiserweight champion.
Exactly. So I thought it would have been great.
We'll talk about we're not going to go into depth about 205 Live, but we'll talk about who the new GM is.
Yes. So
because I didn't recognize him.
So then we get because you didn't watch that much TNA to begin with around that time, so you don't.
No.
Know who he was.
I knew who it was. You know what it is? Somebody mentioned his name.
And you had no idea.
I was like, who? And then I saw the picture and I was like,
oh, got it. Okay, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Cena had this quizzical look on his face, like, who is he? Did they have history? I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember them ever.
Usually I remember these little things too. I don't remember.
I don't remember him and Cena ever having history.
But he wrapped his hand around Cena's throat. I was like, oh! And I thought he was gonna choke slam him. I was like, no choke slam. Give him the vertebrae.
They might have got. Maybe that's what he was going for. Maybe he was going for the vertebrae.
Oh god.
But it wasn't a long time for Hurricane. He lasted
45 seconds.
45 seconds. Cena threw him over the top rope. And then with an attitude adjustment over the top rope. Then we got everybody working on each other. Aiden English is the next man out, so we get a big pop for him because of Rusev Day.
It's upsetting. Rusev was gone.
He is fucking pale.
Very pale.
That man, like, okay, Sheamus is pale, but Sheamus is like white. Aiden English is gray. There's a difference.
That's great.
There's a difference in paleness between Sheamus and Aiden English. Aiden English is gray. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He is gray. That is wild. So you got a big Rusev Day chant with them. Fans do dueling chant for Cena because he started going at it with Wyatt. And then number 23 was another surprise entrance, and that was Adam Cole, baby, who had rib/back tape because of his hellacious match with Aleister Black.
He sold it the whole match too. Even when he did his taunt on the Adam Cole baby taunt, he went back immediately and he just grabbed it. He sold it the whole match.
Yeah,
kept the
good on him.
Good on him for doing that.
He got a pop. He hit the ring with some offense. Finn Balor eliminated Aiden English. And then he started going after Rollins. The next man out at number 24 was Randy Orton, who was last year's winner of the Royal Rumble. So he came out to a bit of a pop. Man, I'm so glad he has hair again.
Yeah,
so glad
he looks younger with the hair.
Yeah,
and it's like
actually, my girlfriend was saying it. My girlfriend was like, "How old is he?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. He's got to be in his 40s." I was like, "He's got to be around Cena's age, like 40, 41, around there." Nope. Turns out he's 37. Randy Orton is 37 years old.
Yeah. All right.
Because even she was saying, she's like, man, that guy just doesn't age. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. Because I don't know. It was scary. It was scary to see that he looked younger.
Yeah.
So Orton started getting in on everybody. Orton eliminated Cien Almas after going into an RKO. The next man out is Titus O'Neil, Titus Worldwide. Titus tried to eliminate Cena at some point. That didn't work. And then Titus turned his attention to Adam Cole and tried to dump him, but Cole was hanging on. So you got a lot of back and forth between everybody. The timer starts up again, and you got the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, out with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. He got in for a little bit. It was to set up what was going on eventually. He started doing some work with Cena. He started doing some work with Rollins. He did the yes kicks to both of them at the same time. And then he started to work on Adam Cole. Number 27 was... listen, yes, Hurricane Helms came out. Yes, we got all those surprises in the Women's Royal Rumble. By God, the best surprise entrance that came out within, I want to say, the past 5 years, Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God. I am not the biggest Rey Mysterio fan, by any means. But when that theme song hit and he walked out, I was like, holy shit! I was like, oh my God. It was so... and you know what? I looked over, like...
Fans chanted holy shit.
I couldn't believe it.
Holy shit.
And I was just like, you know what? The one chant I didn't get is like, oh, you still got it. I was like, you never stopped it. You never stopped wrestling.
No, he never stopped wrestling. He never stopped wrestling. He was in CMLL for a while. He was in AAA and Lucha Underground. Did you see Rey Mysterio's physique?
He's huge.
Holy
He's
shit!
huge.
He definitely doesn't meet the 205 weight.
No.
But oh my god, he got in shape. He got darker. That guy is tatted from head to toe.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
He looks
great.
fantastic.
Even his outfit. My little sister forgot who he was and said he came out looking like a bumblebee. But I told her to put respect on his name.
Yeah, because he's wearing old WCW stuff.
So then she did.
Yeah, he looks phenomenal. I must say, we you know our friends. Like I looked over at two of our friends, John and Anthony, and they were just not impressed. I was like, dude, Rey Mysterio.
It's Rey Mysterio.
I was like, yeah, okay. The guy is a surprise entrant. He's not gonna win the Royal Rumble.
No.
But
listen, you didn't think so. I was like, man, because Rey Mysterio was my guy. Rey Mysterio came in at number 27. I had number 27 as one of my numbers. I was like, man, is this something that they were going to keep under wraps for a while? Because then I was thinking, okay, he goes to SmackDown where he, and he's saying this is the house that AJ Styles built. Rey Mysterio, we got a Rey Mysterio
SmackDown guy.
Yeah, exactly. We got a Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles match at Mania,
which would be amazing.
Which would be great. But I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Nakamura's still in this match. We still got Roman coming out later. I was like,
Yeah.
Speaking of Roman, after Rey Mysterio went and eliminated Adam Cole.
Yep.
He springboard and hit The Miz, and then hit a 619 on The Miz, and then Roman Reigns was out at number 28.
The crowd.
How bad was the boos for
They were bad.
They were bad?
They were bad.
Was it 2015 Rumble bad? Or was it like was it a different type of bad?
It was just like, we know you're here, we know he's coming, and we really just hope he's not winning. It wasn't as bad as 2015, because 2015 all hope was lost. In this match alone, you had so much hope still going on.
You still had Balor, you still had Cena.
Yeah, the Miz.
Who I didn't want to win.
You still had the Miz was.
You still had Nakamura, so you had a decent amount of people. Okay, cool. So, the Reigns entered and he started going at it with the Miz almost immediately. Reigns eliminated Titus O'Neil. The Miz Taraj helped Miz stay in after Reigns tried to eliminate him, but then Reigns takes both of them out. Rollins hit a blackout on the Miz. And then Reigns and the Miz, Reigns and Rollins double team the Miz, double powerbomb him to the floor on top of Axel and Dallas. So therefore, the Miz is eliminated. Right after that, Reigns goes and eliminates Seth Rollins. The look on Seth Rollins' face, he was like, man, all right, that was good. I deserve that. The next man out is Goldust at an underwhelming 29.
They did that because they mentioned it on commentary. This like ties him for second most Rumble appearances. I think number one is Kane.
Because Kane does have the most Rumble appearances.
Yeah. I think this ties him for second most. I think that's the 29. Not the best place to throw him in, but
no, because you're expecting another big name before 30.
Not gonna lie to you, I know Samoa Joe's hurt, but I was waiting for Samoa Joe's. But anyways. Goldust just comes to the ring and he works for a little while. And we get the last man out making his return, Dolph Ziggler.
The least he could have done is give him new music.
Give him new music or win the Rumble, which
the least he could have done was give him I don't give a fuck if he didn't win the Rumble. The least he could have done was give him new music.
Yeah.
Something. I hate that record scratch. The record scratch is so annoying. If you're gonna start here's how you do it. They do it all backwards. You start his music, you hit the record scratch, and then it's silence. You don't start the record scratch, silence, and then his music. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't.
But Ziggler is number 30, and it's just
he had pictures of the devil on his
ass. Yeah. And it was on his jacket too.
And the jacket. Yeah.
Yep. He didn't do too much. He eliminated Goldust.
Not at all.
And super kicked a few people and then was thrown out.
Yeah.
Balor. And it was just, there was not, I was like, wow, this is like the worst 30 since the Big Show.
Yeah, Ziggler went right to work on Cena. Cena missed an AA and got a super kick. Then, Ziggler super kicked Orton. Ziggler then eliminated Goldust. Nakamura goes after Ziggler next. They talked about their history. Balor then eliminated Ziggler. So now it's down to Balor, Rey, Cena, Orton, Nakamura, and Reigns as the final 6.
What a moment.
This was great because at this point, you get past
and the present.
And
And it was like, and I'm saying that, and of course, Marky fans, so like, oh, we all were like, I grew up Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, John Cena. That was it. Friggin', I'm sitting there, I'm like, who do I go for? I gotta go for the old guys.
Yeah,
because
it's
the
like,
new generation has Roman Reigns on it.
Exactly. You want to sit there and you're like, okay, well, you've got Cena and Reigns, and those are the two big guys. Those are the two faces of the company. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Nakamura and Orton, who were facing off against each other, and then you had Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio, and it's like, man. Not even who do you go for?
Yeah.
You just look at that moment and you're like, yes, do it, go ahead, absolutely.
And Cena went right after Balor.
Yeah, Cena went after Balor. Ray went after Roman Reigns, which I felt was super lopsided.
Oh, that was the big laugh that my section got up. Like, huh?
and then Orton went after Shinsuke. So Reigns ended up hitting a Superman punch and eliminating Orton. And then Ray hit a double 619 on Cena and Reigns. Reyna springboard onto Cena. But then Balor eliminated Rey Mysterio. So now we're down to Cena, Balor, Nakamura, and Reigns. They all take a breather, look at each other, and then they go and they face off in the middle of the ring. Cena taunted Balor, but then went after Nakamura.
Yeah.
So it was weird. Reigns dropped Balor, and I think that was what happened. No, I'm sorry, this was later on. They just started fighting. Then we got Cena and Reigns facing off. Did you start the
204, baby? We did it.
You started the both.
We did it. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we were like, wow. Okay.
My scene, looking at the TV, there was a guy in that red part where they have the red hue on everybody. There was a guy with glasses and long hair. If you're listening to this podcast, God bless your soul, because I love you. Literally flipping off both Cena and Reigns and just at the top of his lungs, like how I boo Reigns, telling them that they both suck. And I was like, you, sir, are a god. So yeah. We gotta run through this. This is a lot. Holy cow!
Lot. We still got the women's rumble to go.
Yeah. The women's rumble, we're gonna breeze through that because that wasn't nearly as eventful as this.
Reigns, I think
they all started going at it. Reigns, I want to say, or was it Cena who eliminated Balor?
Yeah, Cena eliminated Balor, which led to their match on Monday.
I was so upset.
I've never seen Anthony curse so many times.
I was so upset because at that point, I was like, if they don't give it a Nakamura, because here's my thinking. Here's my thinking. It's okay. Balor's done. You've got Nakamura, Reigns, and Cena left. Cena and Reigns double team Nakamura, get him out of the ring, and it's the past versus the present to see who's.
It's the moment Vince McMahon dreams about.
Exactly. It's gonna be Rock Cena 3. And
might as well be, yeah.
Exactly. Rock Cena 3, and you're getting that at the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be like, all right, who wins the Royal Rumble? Who goes to WrestleMania? Does Cena get it one last time? Or does Reigns,
There was that inkling. I was like, yo, Cena versus Styles again at fucking Mania. I was like, I can feel it in the back of my head.
Oh, man, it was just... But then Nakamura eliminated... who did Nakamura eliminate? Nakamura eliminated...
Cena got eliminated by... Nakamura eliminated Cena.
Yeah.
And it was down to Nakamura and Roman Reigns.
Man, my asshole's never been so puckered in my life, my friend.
I was so afraid. We were standing up. Everybody in the arena was standing up because...
My booty hole was so puckered.
Because there was a lot riding on this. We were like...
When Nakamura hit that arm submission on Roman Reigns on the top rope...
Tie. I was thinking tie.
I was like, what are you doing? This is how they're going to do it? I was like, this is how they're going to give Reigns that win? I thought Reigns was going to win.
There were moments, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, oh my God. That was one of those moments. I said, they're going to tie, and they're going to go on, Roman's going to go face Brock, Nakamura's going to go face Styles. And I was just going to be like...
Nah, my friend, we still have Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, Nakamura went for the Kinshasa. Reigns blocked it with the spear. Reigns looked up the WrestleMania sign. My butthole was puckered. Reigns scooped Nakamura and tried to dump him out, but Nakamura hung on while Reigns walked away. Nakamura came back to the mat and ended up hitting Reigns with a big kick to the face. Then he hit the Kinshasa, and he went to eliminate Reigns. And boy, man, that crowd
I'm just letting you know right now, because everybody in my section was hugging each other. Me and Anthony were hugging each other. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
I freaked out.
I was so happy.
I freaked out.
I've never been so happy in my life.
I freaked out in my living room that they did a Royal Rumble right.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I see a lot of people online, this Royal Rumble wasn't that eventful. I thought this was the best Rumble.
This was the best booked Royal Rumble.
This was phenomenal.
This was the best booked Royal Rumble of the past.
Because
who did we get? Hold on. Let's run it down real quick. Who did we get? We got last year Randy Orton. Yeah. The year before that we had Triple H. The year before that we had Reigns. Boo. The year before that we had
Batista.
The year before that we had Cena, and then the year before that we had Sheamus. Right?
Yep.
6 years we haven't had a good Royal Rumble winner. And then who was the one before that? Who was before Sheamus? It was Jesus. At least somebody Edge. And that was when we cared about Edge. That was when we liked Edge. No matter if he was heel or face. That was right before he retired.
I would say we haven't gotten a solid Rumble since 2008 when Cena returned and won the Rumble. That was the last really good one. Because after that, what was it? It was Orton the year after that. But that was the storyline that Orton was in at that time basically foreshadowed him winning that match.
Yeah.
2010 was. Wait a second. No, I'm sorry. Del Rio won that year. That I just told you was Edge because Edge was the year before Del Rio.
Okay, so it was Del Rio and then Edge. Okay, so Del Rio. Del Rio.
That Del Rio's big claim to fame for that Rumble was it was a 40-man Rumble.
Yeah.
That was
So Nakamura won. He Renee Young got into the ring and then asked him about who his WrestleMania 34 opponent was gonna be. Everybody was chanting what Nakamura said. AJ Styles. So we get AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 for the WWE title, baby.
And if I don't get that,
We got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
There you go. All right.
That's all I can say about it. All right, we're gonna breeze over this match because this match blew.
Listen. Okay. The story.
Because you know what? I went to go get food.
Okay. All right. Okay. Listen. The crowd was dead for this match. You expected it. They just blew their lungs out cheering for Nakamura, and it was an emotional roller coaster, that whole Royal Rumble match. You can't expect a good match out of this. All you got to know is that Cesaro and Sheamus threw Jason Jordan into the ring post. He acted like he was concussed. Jason Jordan went to go for a tag for Rollins, got in the ring, said nope, tagged Rollins back in, walked out, sat on the steps the entire time, and turned his back away from the match, clutching his head while Rollins was getting the shit beat out of him, and they hit him with the top rope white noise for the win. So the Bar are the 4-time Raw Tag Team Champions. Yep. And then after this, we got the triple threat match for the WWE Universal title. Kane versus Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Braun Strowman, you just learned the definition of a receipt, sir. And you are a big man. And I hope it hurt as much as it looked. I hope it didn't hurt. I'm sorry. I hope it didn't hurt as bad as it looked. Because, boy, that was nasty. Like I said, I saw that when it happened. I saw it in reverse. I saw it in slow motion. It was nasty. What you gotta know is that Braun Strowman in the beginning of the match, as he was working Brock Lesnar, decided to knee Brock Lesnar in the head. I guess it was a little stiffer than Brock Lesnar expected, because then Brock Lesnar punched Braun Strowman in the gut, which I felt like that looked like it hurt worse than what the punch in the head did, because it got Braun Strowman to go on his knee, and then Brock Lesnar hit a Shane Carwin punch, a punch that would look like it was meant for Shane Carwin, and Braun Strowman looked legit out of it for a second. You couldn't tell because he was kind of far away from you guys. But on TV, the next time he went and faced off with Brock Lesnar, he looked legitimately
scared.
Not scared,
but concerned.
But concerned, like, how do I work
a man that just punched me?
Like, how do I go forward with this? I don't want to get punched again. And thankfully, Brock Lesnar had no hard feelings. Braun Strowman had no hard feelings. They went at it like it was normal business after that, and they kept going. So good on Brock Lesnar for not taking it personal. Good on Braun Strowman for not letting that affect his work. Kane was in here to break up pins and take the pin, which is exactly what he did. Long story short, Kane took the pin. There were a couple table spots. There were a couple chair shots. Blah blah blah.
Who didn't expect that?
Yeah, there was announce tables getting destroyed. So yeah. After this, you got the 30-woman, the first ever history-making 30-woman Royal Rumble match. Okay, I remember this by the women who were there. Sasha Banks went in, started with Becky Lynch. They started going at it for a little bit. Sarah Logan came in. She fucking blows. I don't like her.
Sandy Cheeks?
Yeah, Sandy Cheeks. Yes, Sandy Cheeks. I don't fucking like her. She blows. Mandy Rose came out in the skimpiest outfit known to mankind. And then Lita came out, which was great,
with a neck and almost left with no neck when she did that lead assault.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, it was. She was the first one eliminated. Mandy Rose was the first one eliminated by Lita. Lita also almost broke her neck. Doing whatever, doing whatever it was. After this, we got Kairi Sane hitting phenomenal top rope elbow drops on both Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Tamina came out in the ugliest jean jacket. Jeans.
That was another thing. Section 204, we were the Tamina section on purpose. On purpose.
I hate you guys.
We went and we were going Tamina.
My girlfriend had no idea who Tamina was. My girlfriend had no idea who Tamina was.
The best was Anthony goes, "Come on, guys, let's go. She's got that killer mentality." And I'm like, "Oh my Lord." I was like, but yeah, just oh my God. We were the
I want to mention this. I think it was when Kairi Sane came in. It was when Kairi Sane came in. Sasha Banks was working over Lita in the corner, and the Phantom. You can find it on YouTube. There was Phantom kicks to her gut. Lita sold the first one, and then Sasha Banks did two more from even further away. There was a good 2-foot gap between her foot and Lita's gut.
Another thing about this Rumble, it's not really a major problem, but it's something that annoyed us as people that were there. Rolling in and out of the ring, I kept forgetting who was in, who wasn't, because
there was a lot of that.
Sasha Banks did it a lot. Nia Jax, I think, did it twice.
Yeah.
At
least with the men's Royal Rumble, it was.
We knew what happened because of Corbin.
Yeah. This time it was like, wow. I was I honestly sat there for a few times and I was like, wait, did Sasha Banks get eliminated? Did I not see that?
No, that's what we said.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, did Sasha Banks get eliminated? Did she not get eliminated? And then I was like, I felt like I would have remembered that. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff. Dana Brooke came out and she actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
Right. Tori Wilson came out next, looking like $1 million. I still have a thing for Kelly Kelly, so we're gonna talk about that when she comes out. But Tori Wilson looked 25.
Yeah,
Tori Wilson looks 25. How old is Tori Wilson?
Tori Wilson is.
Keep going. Keep talking. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say because I saw Tori Wilson on Monday and I was like,
42. Oh! Tori Wilson is 42 years old and she looked 25.
Yeah,
I know she's a fitness model. I know she she does.
Yeah,
but she was the only woman there who wrestled for WCW.
It's fact.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool because I saw Tori Wilson on Monday, and it was the first time besides her Instagram because I do follow her on Instagram. And I'm like, wow, she looks phenomenal. And then she came out at the Rumble, and I was like, oh my Lord, two times in a week, this isn't fair. Yeah. Oh my God. And Sonya Deville,
man,
God.
Sonya Deville came out like a firecracker.
Every time a Riot Squad or an Absolution theme hit, we were just like, unless it's Paige,
I don't care. Yeah.
I don't care. Or Ruby Riott, because actually, I actually like Ruby Riott. She's
by the way, when Ruby Riott comes out, I have to mention what my girlfriend says. Yeah. So after this, we get after Sonya Deville came out, we got Liv Morgan from Absolution, which I really thought that there was going to be a thing between the both of them.
Yeah.
And there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
Because
flat chest Liv Morgan.
Because I think Liv what is okay? Alexa Bliss, Mandy Rose, and Liv Morgan all look the same. I can't differentiate between the three of them.
It's very true.
It's like to the point where it's bad. It's to the point where it's like, why? Why did they do it like that? You know what I mean? Like what's up with that? It wasn't good. No. It wasn't good. And I felt like they should have capitalized on the fact that Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan were in the same ring together, and that they should have worked each other for the time being and let that story breathe, that there might actually be a future thing going on. Right. But they treated it as two separate entities, like nobody really cared, blah, blah, blah. And it was disappointing. That was disappointing. But next, coming out at number 12 was Molly Holly, former women's champion, former hardcore champion.
I was going to say hardcore champion.
Former hardcore champion. Boy, did she kick ass. Look like the mom that complains at a restaurant any chance.
Oh my god, I said the same thing in person. I was like, yo, she looks like the soccer mom that complains her child isn't playing enough.
I was like, man. That haircut is what did it. The haircut is what did it. But boy, she got a little monkey in the back, man. She got a little monkey in the back. She's looking like $1 million out there. She looked like she came out in her best tracksuit. She looked like she came out in her best tracksuit with her favorite girder. She looked like $1 million. Worked for all of 4 minutes, but it was pretty good. Lana came out after this. By the way, Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, Molly Holly, and Lana all got eliminated by the person who came out after Lana, which we're going to get to in a second. Lana came out, and there was a gigantic Rusev Day chant. There was a huge pop for her because of Rusev Day. And she even said, she goes, yes, that's my husband. She goes, that's my husband, but I'm going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, there was, every time somebody came out, like Lana, there was a drunk guy, somebody who's really drunk, had a comment about certain things. Like, there was a guy in the section, right, when Kairi Sane came out.
Really misogynist, comments?
No, not misogynist comments, just, comedic, in a comedic way. Okay. Like, when Kairi Sane came out, he goes, why does Asuka get to be in the Rumble twice? It's not fair!
Oh, that's good. That's actually,
and then,
that's actually good.
Then when Lana came out...
Not like Grimm, who called Nia Jax Battle Cow. Yeah. And I'm not like most monsters or something like that or something. Fuck Grimm.
But what's it called? Lana came out, stood up. Lana spelled backwards is anal.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm just like, oh, what a classic. I was like, that was classic.
That's great. That's awesome. I commend that guy.
He was so drunk.
After this, we got Michelle McCool coming out, wiping the floor with everybody.
Two big things to note, since this is going to be a new annual thing. Michelle McCool now holds the Royal Rumble record for most eliminations. Sasha Banks is the Iron Woman. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Michelle McCool, a woman who hasn't wrestled since 2011, holds the record. She looks good, by the way.
She looks good. She worked
good. Yep.
I didn't see a Styles Clash, but that's whatever.
I was upset about that. I was like, I'll let it slide. She holds the record for most eliminations in a women's Royal Rumble match by eliminating
Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, Molly Holly, and Lana.
And the woman that came out in two entrances. We'll get to that in a second. Ruby Riott's out next. The only member of the Riot Squad I gave a shit about.
My girlfriend shit all over Ruby Riott.
Did she?
Shit all over Ruby Riott. Did not know who she was. Did not know why she looked that way. Didn't know if it was a publicity stunt to get disabled people inside the WWE.
Yeah, because I'm actually, in a weird way,
it was a really disrespectful rant that she went on.
That's great.
It was great.
It's funny because, in a weird way, I'm oddly attracted to her. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, straight up. But that's incredible. Funny. But, yeah, Ruby Riott came out. The only member of the Riot Squad I give a shit about, because Sandy Cheeks, I think, was long gone by this point. And, I think Liv Morgan probably was out by this point as well. So I think Ruby Riott was actually one of the lone members of the Riot Squad standing there. Vicky Guerrero comes out immediately after this. On the mic, had no entrance music, just walked out screaming, "Excuse me." She was placed over the top.
Oh my god!
rope,
All right.
and I
By
thought
the way,
she broke her ankle.
when Vicky Guerrero came out to the ring, okay, so it was my sister and me watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there and we marked out so hard because my sister predicted that Vicky Guerrero. I remember how we hoped that Vicky Guerrero was going to be in the match. During the Dinger for 3 podcast,
yeah,
me and my sister were hoping the same thing. Cause she sat there and she hasn't seen any of these women really. She watches wrestling sporadically. So we were sitting there and we're watching this, and it's like, wait, is the lady that comes out yelling "excuse me" gonna happen? And of course, Nick had no idea what was going on, so she had to show Nick that what Vicky Guerrero was capable of with her mouth. No sexual innuendo necessary.
Yeah.
Because she came out yelling "excuse me" the entire time. Even the wrestlers were still wrestling while she was yelling "excuse me." They all turned around, looked at her, and she said, "Oh, hey, Michelle, how's it going? It's been a long time no see." And they all threw her.
Thought she broke her ankle on it.
Oh my god!
Wow. I thought she.
Can she be the women's division leader now? Can she come back? Please, can she please come back? That'd be great.
You know, it'd be great for her to have a run where she's not called fat or ostracized.
Yo, honestly, she didn't look bad.
No, she didn't look bad at all.
She looked the same.
I mean, Jerry Lawler was on commentary once, and he was fucking roasting her for being fat. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but that was back when it was cool. That was back when.
That's back when it was okay.
Yeah, that was
back before you had to be a star.
Yeah. So after this, we got Carmella coming out in a new outfit. She came out in a new outfit, which is I think this works for her so much better.
Yeah,
this works for her so much better. She came out. She immediately I think she started working Michelle McCool.
I think so. Yeah.
She immediately started working Michelle McCool. And Michelle McCool had no idea who the fuck she was.
Who are you?
Yeah. So after that, Natalia came out, which was great later on because she had a program with somebody who's going to be coming out in a little bit. After this, we had Kelly Kelly. Kelly Kelly looked like $1 million. I thought her tit was going to come out when she got eliminated. Thought her tit was going to come out.
Yeah. She worked terribly.
She is bad.
I gotta remember her.
She is bad.
I gotta go. We're gonna do a friggin'. We're
gonna do Nostalgiacs. We're gonna do a Nostalgiac pay-per-view.
Every Kelly Kelly match ever.
No. We're just gonna do a Nostalgiac on specific pay-per-views, and we have to remember.
We have to talk about Kelly Kelly and compare it.
Yes.
Because it was pretty terrible.
It was pretty bad. But remember, she was an ECW girl. She was never.
Yeah, she was never a girl, which was like.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, no, Layla or Brooke.
I'm so upset. I don't even care about Brooke.
But Layla.
Because Michelle McCool was out there.
See, that's what the thing is. Like, after Michelle McCool came out, I was like, oh, well.
We're going to get Layla.
Oh,
it's great. We're going to get
Lay Cool.
We're going to get Lay Cool.
We're going to get it red.
It's going to be awesome.
We'll talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it because we didn't get it. But, like, this is the rest of the entrance. You had...
Naomi after that, who was all right, whatever. Jacqueline came out with the biggest forehead in professional wrestling
ever.
Oh, my God. But she still got that physique.
Yeah.
She still looks like a brick shithouse.
Yep.
She needs to fix her wardrobe because there's a lot of thong that came out, but that was how they wrestled back then, so it is what it is. She also came out looking like one of those moms who, listen, for every veteran that came out minus Trish Stratus and Michelle McCool, they looked like they were, okay, I'm a mother. This is my glory day. It is what it is. You know, I'm going out to get my money. I'm gonna go back to my kids after this.
Yeah.
Every veteran that came out, that was exactly what they looked like.
Immediately after that, Nia Jax, who started cleaning house. She threw out, what was it, 4 people?
She threw out Ruby Riott, Kelly Kelly, Naomi, and Jacqueline.
And then eventually, you know, she would take some heat, get out of the ring. She came back.
Yeah, they all like pile, you know, they all like got on her, and I remember she exploded out, and then eventually they threw her out. They all threw her out.
Yeah.
Asuka when she comes out, Bayley when she comes out, all those people went and took her out.
Right after Nia Jax, NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon.
This was underwhelming.
Yeah. until later on. Later on, there's that moment which we'll talk about.
Oh yes.
But yeah, it was a little underwhelming. She sold the arm the whole time, which was anticipated.
Yeah.
Right after Ember Moon, Beth Phoenix came back because Nia Jax was in the ring by herself. I was under the assumption it was going to be Karma. I thought it was going to be Karma, and it wasn't. And I'm kind of glad it wasn't, because Beth Phoenix, I think, made for almost as impressive of a moment. Beth Phoenix comes running down, and she's squaring off, and it's just like, it's crazy. And
because you get, you
Right.
also get you get her and Natalia working together for, best friends on the outside and on the inside. Natalia went and turned on her.
Straight business.
And slapped her in the face, gave her a cold hard slap to the face, and threw her out. And then you got Asuka coming out at number 25.
And this is the moment that we're talking about, because Ember Moon cannot one-up Asuka, and I'm glad that they still,
kept that going.
Because Ember Moon, they looked at each other, and the crowd, we were like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And Ember Moon's now the NXT champion. She could not beat Asuka. And there was actually a point in my mind, I was like, oh no, they won't do that. They won't have Ember Moon eliminate Asuka. Yep. And Asuka used the arm to eliminate Ember Moon, which was great. And when they get called up and they finally have whatever the hell they're going to do, because I have a feeling Asuka's going to be undefeated for a while, and she might be undefeated by the time Ember Moon
comes back around, yeah.
So, we'll see. But it certainly left it open. Mickie James next. And now I'm waiting, because now at Mickie James, I'm like, oh, well, Trish Stratus has to come back. I was like, they're not going to have a Royal Rumble without Trish.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm thinking, not only was Lita not in the match long enough to be with Trish,
yeah,
but I was like, if they're not going to give us Lita Trish, they got to give us Mickie Trish.
They got to give us Nikki Trish. After this, we get Nikki Bella coming out. It's listed here that she's a SmackDown superstar.
She is SmackDown.
But
if we're following the rules, Cena wasn't around for the Superstar Shakeup. Neither was Nikki Bella.
Exactly.
Therefore, she should be a free agent as well.
No, but I think they drafted her way later. I think she was drafted on the WWE.com draft.
Yeah, but not even the draft. The draft, she was drafted. The Superstar Shakeup, she wasn't.
Oh.
But if we're following those rules...
No, but I'm saying she was drafted to SmackDown. Superstar Shakeup, she wasn't included in any of that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
So she's still on SmackDown.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, that should apply for Cena, too, because Cena's a free agent now. Cena's not listed as a Raw or a SmackDown guy.
Yeah.
But whatever. You knew Nikki came out, so who could be next? Brie mode.
Made me want
to gag.
She looks as I'm gonna say this with as much respect as I can. She looks as voluptuous as Nikki Bella does now. Naturally. And I was like, wow, good on you, Brie, because you were the ugly sister for a while.
Yeah.
And, no, not anymore. That baby did her justice.
Yeah. 29.
So, Bayley. We knew that was good. I mean...
I knew that was coming. Bayley gets eliminated by Sasha Banks, who is her best friend, and then... So Bayley gets eliminated, and I think Sasha Banks says something along the lines of, I'm the boss, that's why I'm the boss, or something like that.
We're going to continue on Smack Me Raw while she's turning back into her boss persona.
Yeah. And then finally, number 30, we get Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus comes back, huge pop.
I didn't think that was going to go down. I didn't think Trish was going to come out.
Neither did I. At that point, I was like, I figured, I was like, maybe. But Trish was number 30. She faced off with Mickie James.
Yep. And the crowd ate it up.
Shout out to 204 for the kiss, kiss, kiss chant.
Oh, the crowd ate it up. I had to explain backstory to some people about why, what was going on between them. Yeah, you heads up. If you're bringing in new fans, the Royal Rumble is not the time to do it. They're not going to understand these face-offs. No,
it's very difficult to try to catch somebody up, because imagine being.
Who'd you have? You had Nikki, Brie, Sasha, and Asuka.
Yeah,
I think we're the last four.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was good to see all four of them in the ring with each other.
And so, what ends up happening now is we look at eventually, I'm trying to remember who eliminated who.
Nikki eliminated Brie.
I know Brie and Nikki eliminated Sasha, and then Nikki eliminated Brie, leaving it down to Asuka and Nikki. And there were times I want to say specifically on the end spot when they're on the apron, and I'm like, they won't.
They won't do
They
it.
won't.
They won't do it. Yeah, because I thought mainly because okay, yes, they're professional wrestlers, but and they live for this type of stuff, but the women have never been in a Royal Rumble match before. Okay, maybe the men gave them tips, maybe the men gave them pointers on how to handle this type of match, where to go with this type of storytelling, blah blah blah. Okay. There could have been a big botch that wasn't supposed to happen at any point in this match, and we would have been screwed. They would have been screwed out of a winner. Because Asuka was involved in some pretty decent storylines within the Royal Rumble that could have had her thrown out. And there wasn't. Specifically, the ending one.
On the apron,
And
yeah.
what would they have done? What would they have done? I mean, they could have always had, okay, me and you have the match. Nikki comes back for one more match and says, okay, me and you have the match for your Royal Rumble,
But
thing.
at that point, I mean, like, Asuka, like, that hurt.
Because the ending was botched.
Oh, yeah.
The ending was botched. I don't know if you saw. You didn't.
What was it? The drop kick thing, or
Okay, so what happened was Nikki floored Asuka on the apron with an I want to say it was with a forearm, and then after that Asuka was supposed to kick Nikki Bella more flush in the knee. She totally whiffed it and got like the tip of her kneecap or something like that, and that caused Nikki Bella to fall out of the ring and get eliminated. But it didn't look clean at all. It did not look clean.
But regardless, that's. Oh, by the way, Naomi had a Kofi Kingston save.
Oh yeah,
I don't
know.
I think that But anyways, nonetheless, we got Asuka going on to not main event WrestleMania, but she gets a title opportunity at Mania. So and she gets the champion of her choice. She poses in the ring with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss at the end.
Yeah, because they were sitting ringside. They came out and they were looking at her, and it looked like we were gonna get the confirmation of who she was gonna face, maybe by an attack on Asuka, because she looked at both Charlotte and Asuka and got really. She looked at both Charlotte and Alexa and got really close, and then all of a sudden we hear it was a I gotta remember the name
of the song.
Yeah.
Bad Reputation Joan Jett.
Yes, that's who it was. It was Bad Reputation by Joan Jett. And, okay, so you knew who it was before I knew who it was.
Yes.
Because on the
camera did not
on the
pick
broadcast,
it up, right?
They didn't pick it up, and the announcer said, I think specifically Corey Graves goes, "Oh my God." So then I guess the camera finally went and they did an aerial shot, which I think was even worse because you still couldn't figure out who it was. And eventually, if you squint far enough, you could see Ronda Rousey and Roddy Piper letters in the lightning bolt letters, the same style as Roddy Piper. She came out with a t-shirt inspired by Roddy Piper with her name on it. She came out, which was later revealed as to be Roddy Piper's old jacket.
Yep.
So that was a great homage to Roddy Piper. Good on Ronda Rousey. But boy, this was an awkward segment at the end. Ronda Rousey turns to find out she didn't know what she was doing until 10 minutes before she went out. So during the Women's Royal Rumble match was when she found out what she was doing. They didn't know if she was going to be an entrant. She didn't know what she was going to do. So they had her come out, not say a fucking word.
Not to mention, they had her work TMZ for this.
Yeah.
I mean...
Work TMZ, work the fucking press, work everything. She came out right at the very end, walked inside the ring, eyed the both of them down, point, facing the hard camera, if you could visualize this in your head, facing the hard camera, point towards the WrestleMania sign, then walked around, said something to Charlotte, and walked around them, then said, I want to say, because you couldn't see it on my screen, you couldn't see it on TV, I want to say it was to Charlotte. She looked at Charlotte, and I'm going to go and say it was Charlotte. So don't believe me, you don't have to. It could have been to either Charlotte, Alexa, or Asuka. And she said, I'll see you at WrestleMania. Or I'll see you there. And she points to the sign again. Gets out of the ring, walks around, claps everybody's hands, shakes everybody's hands, woohoo, blah, blah, blah. Then goes to Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon is scared shitless. Stephanie McMahon during the broadcast said she had no idea why Ronda Rousey was out, which confused the hell out of me because you knew you didn't know Ronda Rousey got signed? You didn't know? Really? So Stephanie McMahon was very nervous, and very hesitant as Ronda Rousey starts approaching her. Stephanie then got up. Stephanie's got
she sold it a little well.
Stephanie's got a good 3 inches on her.
Yeah,
3 or 4 inches.
You know what it is? Is like I also like.
Oh, heels.
I was about to say I also like she is afraid of Ronda Rousey because she almost broke her arm at WrestleMania. What 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And it's just like I like that, but like again, I agree with you. Oh, you didn't know she
yeah, I don't know. So then she goes and she shakes. Stephanie McMahon's hand, then points to the WrestleMania sign again. Then goes back and points to the WrestleMania sign one more time. So we got a total of 4 WrestleMania sign points. No words from Ronda Rousey, and just walks up the ramp and then she leaves. And that's when the Rumble went off the air. So ladies and gentlemen, that's your 2018 Royal Rumble. Who knows what is this gonna do with? I don't know what this is gonna happen with Rousey.
The Rock?
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
Nope. He's got too many movies he's doing. Won't fit in the schedule. Braun Strowman and Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
God, if Roddy Piper was just alive, right?
I know, right? That'd be great. Sorry, R.I.P. R.I.P. to GOAT.
Rip in peace.
R.I.P. to GOAT. So that was the Irish GOAT. R.I.P. the Irish GOAT. So that was our 2018 Royal Rumble pay-per-review. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a like, share, subscribe to our channel on Double Turn Radio on Twitter. It's going to be Double Turn Radio. The last O is going to be a 0. You can find us on Facebook, Double Turn Radio. You can find us on Instagram now, Double Turn Radio Podcast on Instagram. And we've got a YouTube channel, Double Turn Radio as well. So definitely go and check that out. Right now, it is going to be an audio-only format with a picture of our cover that I will so brilliantly make up. And you can go and listen to it that way. Very, very soon, within the next, I want to say, listen, we are on the road to WrestleMania. That means we are on the road to video podcast. I want to say by WrestleMania, we will get a video podcast. James, you look shocked because you had no idea this was coming. But I think by WrestleMania, we will get brand new equipment. You will get to see us live and in the flesh as we talk out. You can hear me yawn all the time.
Probably record our reactions for WrestleMania too.
Yeah, you could probably. We'll listen. We're gonna come out with a lot more things. Check out our Nostalgia Act podcast where we review TNA Lockdown 2009.
Six.
Wow, I got the all right. Turn that 6 upside down into 9 now.
Wow, I hate you, and you yell at me when I say that.
No, I hate when you use the JC New York reference.
All right, another time.
We're gonna do that, but you go and check out our TNA Lockdown 2006 podcast. We're going to be recording Smacking Raw right after this. On the 10th of February, we are going to be recording. We're going to release our 10 count on Elimination Chamber since this is the month of Elimination Chambers. We got an Xavier Heat coming up very soon about the new state of 205 Live. Now that we can go and review it again, we're going to have a lot more content for you guys very, very soon. Shout out to Warriors of Wrestling. February 9th, they're going to be having a show at the Warriors of Wrestling Center in Fun Station, Staten Island, New York, 3555 Victory Boulevard. It's going to be a tribute show to the late, great Frankie Getz, a.k.a. Joe Pizarro.
Joe Pizarro, a.k.a.
Yeah, Frankie Getz. It's a fallen NYPD sergeant who was a father.
All the proceeds are going to his family.
All the proceeds are going to his family. Unfortunately, he was wrestling with some demons, and he took his own life. But it's going to be a very emotional show. Definitely go and check it out. It's going to be $20 at the door. There is no front row seats for a special. It's general admission. Get there when you get there. And then February 10th, when we release our Elimination Chamber podcast, our 10 count, there is going to be a Warriors of Wrestling event at Bath Avenue at the St. Finbar's Catholic Church in Brooklyn, New York. You're going to get a doubleheader. You're going to get Warriors of Wrestling, Women of Warriors 4. You're also going to get Cold Fury, which has Jimmy Jacobs Jimmy Jacobs, D'Lo Brown, and just a lot of action. You're gonna get Juba versus Mike Law. You're going to
Ron Simmons.
get. Ron Simmons.
Simmons.
The Twisted Sisters are gonna be there. You're gonna get Isaiah Wolf versus Tony Booze for the No Limits title. You're gonna get Darius Carter versus Jimmy Jacobs. You're gonna get Logan Black. It's gonna be a lot of action, ladies and gentlemen.
And
lots of action.
As of late, we released a podcast a while ago with LDN Warriors of Wrestling Tier 1 wrestler. Darius Carter, and we are currently in talks right now with another Warriors of Wrestling wrestler who will hopefully be on the show very soon. I don't want to give out.
And to your surprise, here we go. We are working on getting the Man of Steel, not Chris Steeler, the Man of Steel, Mike Verna, on the podcast.
Wow.
I'm in discussions with him. So screw it. Let's go and release who let's go and reveal who we're gonna get.
All right.
Logan Black.
Mike Verna.
Yep.
Apparently. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm already intimidated by the guy standing next to him at events. I don't want to sit across the table from him.
So I'll go and I'll explain to you how that came about in a little bit.
Good, because
but we're working on Logan Black and we're working on Mike Verna. Shout out to Logan Black because he reached out to us.
Yeah.
Which was very surprising. We're still getting there. We're still learning with this whole podcast thing. We're still trying to up our production game.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you to all the fans who stuck around. Thank you all to new fans who are listening.
Good number of new fans.
Exactly. Good number of new fans who are listening.
Amber O'Neil. Shout out to Amber O'Neil.
Exactly. Shout out to Amber O'Neil.
Who liked the Instagram post this week. Yes. Pretty amazing. Not going to lie.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
So, like we said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube now. We're going to have Elimination Chamber 10 count. We're going to have Smack Me Raw coming up next. Warriors of Wrestling. Shout out to Rated R. Russell Rated R Tyson, who does our theme song in the beginning and end of every podcast. You're going to be listening to it in a second. My name is Xavier Heat, wrestling's favorite hothead, and next to me is my beautiful and lovely co-host,
the man with no gimmick, the James Conti. Thank you.
Fuck you.
Bye.
Don't try to. If you spitting that bull. Don't try to. Too cold with the composure of a killer while they open off the poses and be focused on the fella. I spit it at karaoke, so flying through the tears, put the time in my career, so I'm staring at where I hope to go. Open road, driven, I'm reaching my destination by speaking with innovation. I used to be the best kept secret. Then I start leaking the information and tweeting to reach the nation. The people have ceased debating, they saying it's me. These 2 feet is winning a race and I ain't looking back. On track, not a minute to waste. Pen and paper, I shape and recall it like origami. Bonacano style, I keep it a pole and I'm full of homies. Word to mommy, I'ma make it. Gotta keep them behind me till these labels start calling. Got them seeking to sign me, let it wave with the music. Now I'm speaking tsunamis. And I'm repeating, I gotta keep them behind me, yo. Don't try to fool with my flow. If you spittin' that bull, Nakano. And I rock you too like Bono. If you spittin' that bull, Nakano. Don't try to fool with my flow. If you spittin' that bull, Nakano. And I rock you too like Bono. If you spittin' that bull, Nakano. Rage against the machine that's full of tourists. Stay planted and I'm pulling up green like I'm a florist on the planet. Ain't a list of MCs that I ain't foreign. Never been afflicted with the disease of being boring, no bull. Never needed a team to be important. I'm the one pushing 2s to the 3s. I think I'm Jordan in the zone. I'm displaying the aura that's oriental for the glory. Just telling the stories that's in my mental while scoring the instrumentals. I'm composing the chops, sticking to the plans. Gotta give it all that I got. Finally got the stew cooking and it's all in the pot. With the babe ruthless aggression, how I'm calling my shot. And it's going out the park. I'm swinging it a homer from the school of hard rocks. I'm spitting it for diplomas, knocking out the competition. I'm sitting them in a coma, so listen to me continue my mission to be a loner. Man, don't try to fool with my flow. If you spittin' that bull Nakano, and I'll rock you too like Bono. If you spittin' that bull Nakano, don't try to fool with my flow. If you spittin' that bull Nakano, and I'll rock you too like Bono. If you spittin' that bull Nakano, bull Nakano, don't try to fool with my flow. That bull Nakano, I'll rock you too like Bono. Bull Nakano, y'all be spittin' that bull Nakano. Bull Nakano.